I said they're trivial. They're really trivial. As long as my boy, his health can be. Yesterday, I had to take him for he had bumped his head. I had to take him to hyperbaric oxygen treatment because I got really worried because he was seeing things and whatnot.
Wow. So Hanaleh is sharing some of the tests that Hashem has been offering to her. And sometimes a lot of situations in our lives feel like a brick, like we're carrying a load, a very heavy load. Anybody relate to me? Welcome, Bonnie. So, and we feel like we're being weighed down by these heavy bricks on our shoulders. How many of us feel like we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders right now? So we're all feeling this, and it's like, you know, when you're carrying something heavy, you feel down, literally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. So what if we could imagine that these bricks, think about each one of them that you're carrying and the different worries on your mind or obligations or things that feel out of your control, each one of them, see it as a building block for building bitachon. And that's what we do here. Tuesdays is trust and art. We grow through trust and integrate it through art. So welcome Ariella, welcome Bonnie. Tell us where you're from in the chat. And welcome Hanaleh and Miriam. And we always begin with Tehillim. Tehillim is one of our Bitachon builders. And what Hashem is giving us now is the opportunity to build our trust, to build our Bitachon, right? And when we are faced with challenges, really what it is an opportunity to grow and to build a deeper awareness of Hashem in our lives. And either we could remain a victim, like stay in that dark space and feel like, you know, Hashem is just throwing all these bricks at us and we can't handle it. Or we can turn on the light. And Hashem does give us the light switch. When the light is on, then it's easier to navigate the path, right? We could see where we're going at least, even if it's a treacherous path. And so that's what I see, that the Ani Aftach Bach, I see it as a light switch. When you say, Hashem, I trust you, it's a quick switch. It doesn't mean anything has changed, but the light is on. How different is it when the light is on in your life? When you can see in a dark room? So how do we turn on this light? So I'm calling it now, we have the Bitachon toolbox. Hashem gave it to us, and we just need to use it. Just like the Chayalim going out in the war, they have all their tools, all their weapons. And so if they didn't have their gear, it would be a lot more dangerous to go out there, right? Javiri, it's so good to see you. So we too, we have our toolbox, and I hope that we can really build it in this group. And it's important to do it daily, because these are things that create new pathways in the mind to trust in Hashem, new healthy responses to our life challenges. So that's what we want to create here. So one of the ways is Tehillim, and not just saying it by rote, but reading the English, or even just integrating it. Like take one line and think about, how do you see this verse in your life? Because Hashem and His Torah are one. Hashem and Tefillah are one. There's no separation. So when I'm reading the Tehillim for today, Yom Zayin of Teves, find a verse that you can live with today, that you can use as a antidote to one of the bricks that you're carrying. And the Tehillim is how David HaMelech built his bitachon in Hashem. The word bitachon is everywhere in Tehillim. And especially we love the verse, Ani eftach bach, I trust you, Hashem, I will trust you, Hashem, because those words are gematria Hamas. So we all have an enemy inside of us that tries to break us down and terrorize us and take away our trust. So we live with fear of the unknown, fear of what if this doesn't happen? And we could turn it around into letting go to grow trust in Hashem. Okay, so we're going to start with some Tehillim. Today is Yom Zion, so it starts with chapter 39. And I always like to do according to the Yom. Lam natseach lidusun mizmar leDavid. Amarti eshmera derachai mechatai belshaini. Eshmera lefi machzaim be'aid rasha lenegdi. I said, I will guard my ways from sinning with my tongue. I will guard my mouth as with a muzzle while the wicked man is still before me. Ne'lamti dumia hechashisi mitayv uche'evi nekar. I made myself dumb in silence. I was silent from good, although my pain was intense. Cham libi bekirbi. My heart is hot within me. Behagigi tivar eish. In my thoughts fire burns. I spoke with my tongue. Haydieni Adonai. Hashem, let me know my end. Umidas yamai mahi eda mechadal ani. What it is I would know when I will cease. Hine tefachais nasata yamai v'cheldi ka'ayin negdecha, ach kol havel kol adam nitzav sala. Behold, you made my days as handbreadths, and my old age is as naught before you. Surely all vanity is in every man. This is his condition forever. So what does this mean? The days of man are measured like a thing that is measured with handbreadths. So are man's days limited. Ach b'tzelem yishalech ish achev al yamayun yitzbar v'lo yedami aisvam. Man walks but in darkness. All that they steer is but vanity. He gathers, yet he knows not who will bring them in. We were just talking about sitting in darkness, right? When we don't have trust in Hashem, life feels like many heavy bricks on our shoulders. And darkness here is explained. It is an actual image. For the image of God, he made man. His view is impossible. All that they steer is but vanity. All their stirring and lust. Like I was in the mall yesterday and I was thinking, so much gashmias. Like everyone is just after buying another thing. And of course it's important, but without the soul, it's so empty. And now what have I hoped, oh Hashem? My hope to you is, what is the request that I ask and hope from you? It is only that you save me from my transgressions. Mikal Pishai Hatzileni Charpas Naval Al Tesimeni. Save me from all my transgressions. Do not make me the reproach of ignoble man. Ne'lamti la yaftach pi ki ata asisa. I have become mute. I will not open my mouth because you have done it. You brought upon us trouble more than all nations. Haser me'alai nig'echa mitigras yadcha ani chalisi. Remove your affliction from me, from the fear of your hand, I perish. B'taicha chais alavai nisarta ish vatemes ka'ash chamudai achav al kal adam sala. With rebukes for iniquity, you have chastised man. You have caused his flesh to decay as by a moth. Surely all man is vanity forever. Shema, so it doesn't sound very upbeat. You see, David HaMelech is very real with Hashem. And that's a Bitachon relationship. You can share with Hashem your troubles. You can talk to him and say, Hashem, this is too much for me to handle. Hashem, this weight is too heavy. And then we say, Hashem, please hear my tefillas. I'm putting my hope in you. Shema tefillasi Adonai v'shavasi ha'azina el dimasi al techarash ki ger anaychi mach taishav kechol abaisai. Hear my prayer, O Hashem, and listen to my cry. Be not silent to my tears, for I am a stranger with you, a dweller as all my forefathers. Hasham imeni va'avliga b'terem elech ve'eineni. Turn away from me that I may recover before I go and am here no longer. So we're asking Hashem to loosen your hand from smiting me. And avliga here means that I regain my strength. And it's really what's going on in the world. Like the Jewish people were, first we were mourning, and now everyone is regaining strength from very difficult, challenging times. And I can't even imagine or compare us living in America to what they're feeling in Israel. I know how hard it is when there's so many losses everywhere. So you see, we could talk to Hashem and cry out to him, and Hashem takes our tears and he turns them into Yeshuas. So don't be afraid to be real with Hashem. Bitachon is a connection to Hashem that's emotional, that's in the heart. So some people say, oh my gosh, I didn't have bitachon because I was crying. Absolutely not. When you're real with Hashem, even if you're angry, look at David HaMelech's words. It's almost hard to read it. Lam natzeach leDavid mizmar. And I like to read too. When one Tehillim is a little bit down, I like to read the next one because I always find that the one following is a little more upbeat. Here David HaMelech talks about Hashem's salvation. I have greatly hoped for Hashem, and he extended his ear to me and heard my cry. And this is talking about the Jews in Egypt. And this Tehillim is meant for all of Israel. He drew me up out of the roaring pit, from the thick mire, and he set my feet upon a rock. He established my steps. And I was using the mashal of every worry like a brick, like a rock. And instead, he set my feet upon a rock. These rocks, these bricks become your foundation. They become your salvation. They become your building block for a deeper recognition of Hashem, which is what Hashem wants. Hashem wants us to recognize him. Laman yedu ki ani Hashem. That was the whole reason that Hashem brought about the 10 Makkahs in Egypt. And Hashem prepared my steps. Vayitain b'fi shir chadash tehillah Eloheinu yiru rabim v'yirau v'yiftechu b'Adonai. He put a new song into my mouth, a praise to our God, so that many may see and fear and trust in Hashem. So Hashem is going to save us, and then we're going to sing a new song. And what happens? The whole world becomes more aware of Hashem. And so that many will see and the word G.R.O.W doesn't just mean fear, but if you notice, it's the same words as G.R.O.W. They will fear and be able to recognize Hashem. That's what it means to be in awe. To fear Hashem is that you see him. He's a part of your life. And trust in Hashem. And this new song is talking about the song of the sea, but we know that there's going to be also a new song very soon, that the women are going to lead the way to that song. Ashrei hagever asher sham Adonai miftachai b'lai fana el rahabim v'satei chazav. Praiseworthy is the man who made Hashem his trust and did not turn to the haughty and those who turned to falsehood. Rabbi Sasisa Ata Denai Elahai Niflai Secha Machshavai Secha Elenu Ein Araich Elecha Agida Vada Beira Atzmu Misaper. You have done great things, Hashem. Your wonders and your thoughts are for us. There is none to equal you. Were I to tell and speak, they would be too many to tell. There's so many miracles, almost too many to tell. Zevachu mincha lai chafatzta znaim karisa li ayla v'chata lai sha'alta. You desired neither sacrifice nor meal offering. You dug ears for me, a burnt offering or a sin offering. You did not request. Az amarti hine vasi b'megillah sefer kasuv alai. Then I said, behold, I have come with a scroll of a book written for me. So at the time of the giving of the Torah, Hashem, we said we will do and we will hear. La'asai svitzeincha Elahai chafatzti v'sarascha b'saich me'ai. Oh Hashem, I desire to do your will, your law within my innards. B'sarti tzedek b'kol rav hine sefasai lai echla. Adonai atayadaita. I brought tidings of righteousness in a great assembly. Behold, I will not withhold my lips. Oh Hashem, you know. And so we're not going to withhold from singing to Hashem, just like they did at the Song of the Sea and the Song of the Well, right? Tzidkascha laichi sisi b'seichli b'emunascha u'seshuascha amarti laichi chadeti chastecha v'amitcha lekol rav. I did not conceal your charity within my heart. I stated your faith and your salvation. I did not withhold your kindness and truth to a great assembly. Ata Adonai laisichla rachamecha mimeni chasdecha v'amitcha tamid yitzruni. You, Hashem, do not withhold your mercies from me. May your kindness and your truth always watch me. That's a beautiful pasuk. Chasdecha v'amitcha tamid yitzruni. And the word yitzruni also means watch me. Ki afafu alai rais ad ein mispar hisiguni avainaisai v'layachalti l'rais atzmu misar rais raishi v'libi azavani. Ritzei Adonai latzileni, Adonai lazrasi chusha. O Hashem, be willing to save me. O Hashem, hasten to my help. Yivaishu v'yachbru yachad mevakshe nafshi l'spaisa yisaigu achar v'yikalmu chafetze ra'asi. May those who seek my soul to destroy it be shamed and embarrassed together. May those who seek to harm me retreat and be humiliated. Yasaimu aleke bashtam ha'ayrim li ha'ach ha'ach. May they be bewildered afterwards because of their shame. Those who say about me, aha, aha. When trouble comes, they pray for our misfortune. They celebrate. Yasisu v'yismechu b'cha. All who seek you shall exult and rejoice. Kol mevakshacha yaimu tamid. Those who love your salvation will constantly say, Yaimu Tamid Yigdal Adonai Ayave Teshu Asacha. May Hashem be magnified. May Hashem be made greater. Vani ani ve'evyain, but I am poor and needy. Adonai Yachshav li ezrasi umefalti ata Elahai alte achar. May Hashem think of me. You are my help and my rescuer. My God, do not delay. And whenever there's an expression of poor in Tehillim, it refers to Israel. And may think of me, may he pay heed to me, to think of my poverty and neediness, to save me. We ask Hashem to think about us, to thank us, to save us, There are so many beautiful psukim. If any of you found one that resonates with you, please put it in the chat. Please share. Welcome, everyone. I guess my Tehillim worked and you all joined. I prayed for all of you to come together today. And what a beautiful, just a beautiful meditation of David HaMelech. You see how real and raw he is with Hashem. And I'm appreciating a little bit more the Bitachon relationship that David had with Hashem. So I'm grateful for that. I'm going to welcome Ahuvah in a few minutes. And before that, I'm going to share the Shara Bitachon video that I made, that I finished last night. And it's called The Bricks of Bitachon, or Peace of Mind. Who doesn't want peace of mind? Are we all looking for peace of mind? Serenity. So it's good to see you, Chaya. Welcome. When I say your name, come on camera. Ariella, Bonnie, Shoshana. Wow, Shoshana, you're here for the first time. I met you at not GROW. I met you at Lev Ha'am with our wonderful Karen Miller. And it's so nice to see you here at GROW Circle. Thank you for making the effort to join us from Israel. And welcome, Elaine. And it's good to see you on camera too. Miriam, Leah, Lynn Batsheva, and Ahuvah. Now I want to ask you all a question. We see from David HaMelech that he's yearning and he's working on achieving Bitachon. And having this real dialogue with Hashem, that's what Bitachon is. It's a personal connection with Hashem. It's not just I believe in my head. I have all these beautiful psukim and beautiful beliefs that are really embedded in our roots. We are anachnu ma'aminim b'nei ma'aminim, but we want to take it to the next level. We're not just Hashem's children. Al tikre banayich ela bonayich. We are builders. To be a builder means I'm Hashem's partner. I can have a relationship based on trust, which requires a partnership, like a marriage requires trust. So I want to ask you, what are the benefits of Bitachon? Rabbeinu Bachaye, he lists 5 benefits of Bitachon in Torah matters, and then 5 benefits in worldly matters. So we're starting with the 5 benefits in Torah matters, and I'd like you to share with me, what do you already know? What are the benefits from your own life of a life of Bitachon? What do you think? So just even in one word, if you want to write in the chat, or if you want to just share one word. 1, 2 words. What is the benefit of Bitachon? Even from, what did you hear from David HaMelech? Sharing how his fears, and at the same time, but I put my hope in you, Hashem, and I know Hashem, I trust in you, Hashem. And then we're going to sing this new song that the whole world will see the power of fearing and seeing Hashem in our lives and having that trust. So what's the benefit? So I'm going to pull up the video and I want to hear, what do you think the benefits? You know, like, we need to sell this. Why are we working on our bitachon? What's the benefit? Why work so hard? Why are we here? Anyone? Would you like me to share with you? Okay, so let me look in the chat. So we have here appreciation in the moment. Thank you, Malka Bracha. Bonnie says serene calmness. Yes. Devari, knowing that even when things look challenging, Hashem does everything for my good. Lynn Batsheva says faith and hope. Sorry, that was Bonnie. Batsheva says calmness. Okay, so I'm going to share with you real quick the 5 Bitachon benefits. We're going to focus on the 3rd one today. The first one is tranquility to serve Hashem, free of worry. What does that mean? That I'm able to daven without worrisome thoughts, because I know Hashem is taking care of me. And I'm not worried that I have to open my business on Shabbos because I'm not going to make enough money, because I know that Hashem is taking care of things. So it's much easier to act in accordance to God's ways. So that's the first thing. It's tranquility to serve Hashem. The second one is independence. And that is that I don't need to win over other people's favor. I'm independent. I have self-reliance because I know that Hashem is taking care of me, and I don't need to people please. I don't need to worry that if someone doesn't like me, then my whole life is going to fall apart, because I trust in Hashem, and so I have that independence. The third one is peace, and that's today's peace of mind and serenity. A person will be able to serve Hashem without worrying about how he will provide for his needs. He'll be able to focus on his mission in this world, which is to serve Hashem through the talents that he gave you, and knowing that Hashem is providing for you. And this will continue in our Grow Trust Planner with 10 ways that a person with Bitachon is superior to an alchemist. What's an alchemist? Someone who has financial stability, because they're able to take any kind of metals and turn it into something that is marketable and valuable. But a person with Bitachon has the peace of mind and serenity that he can serve Hashem without worrying about how his needs will be provided for. So I'm going to share with you this video, and then we're going to apply this through art. So stay tuned for the next 2 Bitachon benefits. So not relying on people helps me focus on doing Hashem's will. Exactly, Devairi. Exactly. And so I want to let you all know that I have a Grow Trust Planner with 111 days of inspiration that you can order to follow along. We are on day 26. And so far I have 26 videos. This is the Grow Trust Planner. There's 111 days for 111. We want oneness with Hashem. And it goes through the Shara Bitachon by Rabbeinu Bachaye. And it's very, very powerful. The Lubavitcher Rebbe told people who were in low spirits and feeling anxious or depressed to learn Shara Bitachon 3 times. So this is something that has really made a difference in my life, and that's why I'm sharing this with you, and so happy that you're all here so we could really integrate it into our lives. Okay, so here we go. Yeah. Okay, I can't make it bigger, so. Let us reflect on Rabbeinu Bachaye's 3rd Bitachon benefit in Torah Matters, peace of mind and serenity. Take a deep breath and fill your lungs with gratitude. Exhale. Recognize how trust in God leads to serving God with dedication. Envision yourself in a happy, tranquil space, free from worrisome thoughts. Visualize a shift in focus from worries about your unmet needs to growing your connection with the divine. See each worry as a brick to build Bitachon. As you build Bitachon, the worries that may have once been burdens transform into building blocks for a more meaningful connection with Hashem. Feel the oneness with Hashem, trusting in Him to be your guiding light. Feel the serenity that allows you to fulfill your true purpose of serving Hashem. May you carry this peace into your day. So I'm actually dedicating this video, and I want to thank all those who already dedicated videos, to my own father, who taught me to trust in Hashem from a very young age. When I was 7 and I came home complaining about what was going on in school, he said, every time something happens that hurts you, upsets you, say the words, Ani aftach bach, I trust you, Hashem, and then he would give me a quarter. So we have started the Bitachon Bank here in this group, and you can do this too. And so we're going to start off with thinking about writing down, I'm going to play a song, and this is the intro to the art. I'm going to play a song about Emunah and Bitachon, and please write down or list them or think about them. What are the worries that are weighing on you? What are the bricks that feel very, very heavy, like big burdens? And we're going to take every one of those bricks and we're going to do an art exercise with it, with Ahuvah, our wonderful art teacher and coach. And so just take a few moments now. I'm going to play Pada B'Shalom, asking Hashem to help us find that peace, that shalom, peace of mind, that serenity, so that we can serve him. Because when we're not in that state of peace of mind, we know it's much more difficult to focus on our mission and to serve Hashem. And the Yetzer Hara works very hard to take away our peace of mind, because it knows it's not going to tell us to go and, eat treif, or it's going to bring us down. It's going to tell us, you just can't handle your life. It's too heavy. And then you're just going to say, what's the point? And that sadness leads to difficulty in serving Hashem and shifting away from our true purpose. So are you ready to just write down? I did this with women and girls in private sessions, and I did it with one 14-year-old girl, and she had like a list of 10 things. I was like, her life hasn't really even begun. I'm like, it's so good. Like, she was unburdening. So just do that, okay? And if you can and if you want, you can make them look like bricks. You could just, make squares, and in each square, write down something that's weighing on you. Okay, everybody with me? Welcome. If I didn't, well, I would just want to welcome everybody. Well, you can already start writing, and I'm just going to welcome Malka Bracha and Ariella, Freda, tell us where you're from, Miriam, Elaine, Devairi, Shoshana, Leah, and Batsheva. Good to see you, Miriam. Okay, so I'm going to play a beautiful rendition of Pada B'Shalom, and we're going to be writing down. Everyone's with me? You're going to write down all the worries. But first of all, remember what I wrote in the video was take a breath and fill your lungs with gratitude, because that's the foundation of your day, Moda'ani. Just to be grateful that you have a pen, that your mind works. Before you get to the peace of mind, you might feel like you're in pieces, but Baruch Hashem, you have a mind, right? Can we all say thank you, Hashem, for our mind? Hashem, please, I want the peace of mind. I feel like my peace and my mind are completely separate. I feel like I'm a bunch of pieces. My life is so fragmented, all these worries that are pulling me in all different directions. But just breathe in the gratitude that your mind is working. You were able to find the link to come online. You're able to use your voice. You're able to think and write. You're able to even acknowledge your burdens and your worries, because you're alive. You're not numbing. You're not escaping your life. You're here because you want to build a life of bitachon, which is meaningful connection with Hashem. Kol hakavod. Really, for that, I want to say gratitude to each and every one of you. And I want you to thank yourself. Your neshama is saying, Thank you for being here. Thank you for redeeming me with shalom, with peace of mind. So take a few moments. For those who just came in, we're writing down all of the bricks, the burdens that are weighing on our hearts, on our minds, with the gratitude that we have a mind and a heart. And now we're going to recognize everything that feels heavy in our lives. Okay? And we're going to do that for this song. And then we're going to integrate this through art. It's going to be the opening activity.
Yeah, I agree with what Devari is saying. I hear what she's saying.
Hey, could I say something? I just came on.
Yes, Goldie, you came on as we were singing Vani
Ani
Eftach.
Eftach. I walked with someone this morning. Her name is Freda Estrin, and she told me that she knows your mother, and she knew someone, I forgot from which city, that she said everything I am today is because of your father.
Wow.
So I wanted to share that with you because
And Freda is here, or yes, she's here. Thank you for inviting her. Wait, unmute yourself. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Goldie, and joining us as we were singing Vani Eftach Bach. I was playing the song because we were listing all of the worries and burdens that are weighing on our hearts and minds. But I started off with gratitude that we have a mind and a heart to feel and to think.
so Freda told me today, so this is what I want to tell you. She told me, I was walking and I told her about Vani Eftach Bach, because I tell everybody and about the Bitachon Bank. I'm so excited about it. And Freda told me that Freda, who's the
Yep,
person
I'm
you
here.
told me?
No, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I heard about your father from my friend. You probably know her, Mindy Epstein. She said
Yeah.
she just extolled your father. She said she's never met anyone like him in her life, and that he really was the pivotal person who started her on her tshuva. So, sharing with everybody, because I never knew your father, and I only met your mother once in Montreal. But I understand that that you have your father's energies and qualities. So thank you.
Thank you, Frida, and thank you for joining us today. And Goldie, thank you for inviting your friends. I'm
I
laughing.
think everybody, the whole world should join. I love this.
I'm laughing because I feel like I'm getting a little taste of Chiyas HaMesim.
You're getting
Of course,
regards.
we want the person, but every time I do something in memory of my father at this class, someone shows up and at that time, I just ended the video where I dedicated to my father. I said, this video I'm going to do for my father, because it's really, he gave me that peace of mind, the Bitachon benefit of peace of mind to serve Hashem. And I said, you know what? I'm going to dedicate it to him, even though I'm sponsoring it. So I'm going to dedicate it to him. And then this happened the last time I showed a picture of him. Well, I didn't really. I put a picture of him because of Goldie. Do you realize, Goldie, you asked me to put a picture of him the week that Yosef HaTzadik saw the image of Yaakov, and that kept him sane, right?
Oh,
That kept him going. And I never thought of putting a picture of my father on the Bitachon Bank that we created here together. And everyone asked me, I said, okay, that's so nice. I feel so touched. Everybody wants to see a picture of my father. But really, that picture of my father kept me strong as a teenager. I didn't have a father. I didn't have a father when I was a teenager. It's very interesting, but I was taught that your father is in Shemayim. That means he always sees you. You never get away with anything. He's always watching you, like when your father's alive, okay, they don't see you when you're in school. You can misbehave. I couldn't misbehave in school. I had trouble following my classmates who were having such a good time, like ditching, because I'm like, he's watching. And I would see this picture of him. And so it's really unbelievable that the last time I shared the Bitachon Bank with a picture of him and saying, I'm dedicating this to him. Mattel Schwartz said, I knew your father, and starts telling me things I never even knew, and I'd never even met her in my life. And Frida now shows up as I'm dedicating this video. So you are my father's messengers. And I actually feel like, you know how our neshamas are stifled when we don't fulfill our purpose and we live without the peace of mind because we let all the worries take us over? Imagine when you can free your neshama, pada b'shalayim nafshi, you're free to serve Hashem. You're free to shine your light. You're free to be you, the true you. I feel like we do that to our loved ones, to their neshamas. We have so much sadness that we don't want to speak about them because of our anxieties and our lack of peace of mind, because of our losses. And in a certain way, they are a little bit stifled. Like they're not being expressed. Their neshama is not being expressed down here, and they need us. They need us to elevate their souls through our actions, through our dedications. And I think even though I told stories about my father, I wasn't at the level that I could just dedicate videos to him or dedicate a project to him that people are just going to know who he is, like be part of. I don't think I was at that level. Okay, once in a while I can talk about him, you know. I thank Hashem that I think I redeem my own neshama from those layers, but not just mine, his. And that's why people like you are showing up. That's why Goldie is helping me, because you're my father's, you know, you're related to my father, right? His son is
His
married,
son,
right?
to my
really
niece.
like you're really, really closer. You're really close. Like, and he's saying l'chaim, he's saying like, thank you for bringing me to life, because he was such a dynamic person. It's hard for a neshama not to be fulfilling its purpose in this world, especially when they had to leave at 37 years old. I didn't mean to take this over away from Ahuvah, but I just want to thank Hashem for this moment, that if this can inspire any of you, that the neshamas of our loved ones really, really are with us, helping us fulfill our mission. If that could give us a little peace of mind.
Yeah.
When we give them attention, they show up for us through divine messengers, just like Hashem does. Their neshama is Hashem, is a piece of Hashem, but with a special flavor. So, you know, you have different, like this person in your life has their mission, their special mitzvah that we can carry on. And I would say my father's unique trait was his bitachon, because he had to face a life-threatening illness at such a young age and live with it for a couple of years and still have the challenge of serving Hashem with joy, with tranquility, with that peace of mind. And he did it. He just said, I'm gonna live every day. And so I hope that, you know, that energy from him can spread to all of us to give us strength in our own journey to bitachon. So now that we wrote all of our bricks, the things that are weighing us, that's what we did. Write down, just unburden yourself.
Is that what is that the art project?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were.
Yeah.
I just Ahuvah.
Go ahead,
I want to tell everybody. I told Freda and I told my husband about the art project last week. I was so inspired by the menorah and who are the lights in your life. And I put on my schedule, come Tuesday, make sure that you don't miss the art project. I want to hear Nechama and I want to do the art project. If I do this 5 days a week, it's a little mind blowing. So it's like too much. Like I'm all minus.
You'll be in Geulah. You'll be in
I want to stay grounded. So we're supposed to draw bricks.
Yeah, so brick, here, I'll show you a sample I was working on. By the way, Nechama, when you were talking, it was reminding me of, it says in the Midrash, right? Yaakov Avinu lo meis. How is it that Yaakov Avinu never passed away? It says, Zaroi b'chaim, afu b'chaim. His offspring, his seed his plantings are alive, and so he's alive, and it could be his children, his students. So therefore, your father is very much alive. And I think about that with, you know, my mother, Allah Shalom, as well. And, you know, the more alive we are, the more they're alive. It's like we give them the highest, we give them the life. Like last week's project, right? We're the shamish in their lives now, because we continue their legacy, and we not just continue it, but we add in more and more light. And the Rebbe says Hanukkah is not just a one-time a year experience. It's to grow and measure every single day from light to more light, Michael Chayil. So it's like, so just very apropos.
But
It's all
you know,
good.
it's interesting, Ahuvah, this is the continuation that I wrote the 8 lights of legacy, and I gave one to my father, and you're seeing in real time that his light is growing, just like the Hanukkah menorah. Hanukkah's not over here at the GROW Circle. So give instructions. Give
Yeah. Okay,
instructions
so
for what
I'm
everyone
gonna-
should start doing.
okay, so let me just flip my camera here.
And thank you, Ahuvah, for being here, shining your light, and
My pleasure. Okay, so
the bricks
I
of Bitachon.
yeah, I wrote Bitachon bricks. So first we're gonna start with the heaviness of the right. So I don't know, oftentimes I feel like I don't have enough time. I don't feel I have enough strength to raise my children. Like I'm tired. Not enough resources, money, finances. And then different children, like it's weighing on me. Different children need different healing things. Like I realized like recently some of my kids have been through some like, recently my daughter had like a fainting experience and she was very traumatized. I didn't realize how traumatized she was. So it's like working on trying to find the right like messenger for the healing. So these are my like the heavy bricks. And then I'm transforming them to the lighter bricks. I don't know if I should start the
You're
transformation
transforming them
yet
to
or
what? To what bricks?
So these are the heavy bricks that we're carrying, right? Like, let's say you feel you don't have enough time or enough strength, or maybe finances are difficult and tight, or maybe somebody in your family needs a certain healing modality and you're not really sure where to go and how to go and how it's all going to work out. So these, I have 4 heavy bricks. They're actually very, very big, which is really interesting because when I did a transformation of them,
Ahuvah,
they're a bit smaller. Yeah.
can you move back so we could see the full picture?
Oh, sure. Here, do you want me to do it this way? Okay. So the heavy bricks are on top, right? So in each brick, you can make it either just a rectangle or you can make it into like 3-dimensional, like you know how you make a rectangular 3-dimensional. But these bricks are gonna actually be transformed through this art exercise into Bitachon bricks of Bitachon that are gonna build your inner resources and build up your inner Bitachon and build your owner. Essentially, I was thinking you're essentially your own inner like little mini Beis Hamikdash inside of yourself. So things that could be so, what is it? What is the pasuk? Evan masu habayim haisala rosh pina, like the hated one became the cornerstone for the building. So the things that are so
Oh, it's
hated.
very apropos because it's right before Asara B'Tevet.
Ah, wow. That's
Oh,
so
that's right. This Friday.
Wow.
Yes, very
This is
apropos.
really-
We better start eating now.
Baruch shekivant, Baruch shekivant.
So here, I don't know. You want me to screenshot it and like put it on the group or should I just hold it here? So these are my really heavy bricks. So did everyone start with their heavy bricks?
Screenshot it and share it in the chat.
Okay, I'll
You could just
screenshot.
press the plus button in the chat and we'll be able to see as a picture.
I have
Okay.
a question for you, Ahuvah.
Sure.
You put the heavier bricks on top. Do you think that we could put the heavier bricks on the bottom, like closer to the ground, and then closer to like Shemayim or something like that? Do the lighter?
Yeah, you can do
can-
it's like free expression.
Oh, so we
however
could
you
make
feel.
them fly. We could like
Do it
take away the
however you want.
heaviness.
Like what I was thinking was 2 sides of the paper even, so that I turn it over and now all those bricks become,
Ooh,
No, I want to give them each a helium
Oh.
balloon.
So
Okay.
yeah, so
Maybe
mine I put the heavy ones on top and then the lighter ones on the bottom. Like the heavy ones are like, but you could do the opposite. You could do the heavy ones on the bottom and the lighter ones on top.
maybe onto halves of
Or
the
you
paper.
could do
Ooh.
like 2 sides. You can even cut out, like if you have a pair of scissors, you can cut out rectangles. And on one side, you'll write like, I don't feel like I have enough time. And then the flip side. So for me, the flip side of it, actually a pasuk came to me. First I wrote, I have enough time to do everything I need. And then the pasuk that came to me is Lo alacha hamlacha ligmar, v'lo ata ben chorin lehivatel mimena. So we don't have to finish the job. We just need to put in our effort. We need to just take that one step, and it's okay. Like not to feel the anxiety. Everything's on my shoulders, but we can. So for me, like the psukim, like if there's a pasuk that matches like the opposite, then you can write it on the back of it or on the flip side of it or on the bottom. So here
What
I have
about the pasuk Hashlech al Hashem Yehovah? Throw your burdens on Hashem, and He will
yeah,
He'll carry you.
beautiful. Yeah, that's
Love it. Love it.
yeah.
I'm talking about for the last year making myself a beautiful sign and putting it on my nose, like not on my nose, but right in front of me, so I could remember that
Ashley.
I don't. It's not myself. It's not me.
Beautiful. We're a tool for Hashem. We're Hashem's funnel or channel or tool in this world. Right. I think that's where our challenges come from when we're so, how does it become heavy? When we feel alone, when we feel like it's all on me, and like Hashem sort of like, not that we're trying to make him leave the picture, but we've kind of like somehow sort of put him outside of the picture. And then when we bring him back in, it becomes so much lighter. Like, so it's like a constant, but it's constant. We have to remember constantly, Shavisi Hashem, bring him back in, Hashlech al Hashem. It's constant avodah.
So something else.
Every moment.
I told someone last night, I was writing an article, and someone had told me, why do we crown Hashem every year on Rosh Hashanah? So it's for all the times we take the crown off Hashem's head and we put it on our own head.
Can you repeat that?
I love Goldie. Oh my
I
God.
thought that was so like powerful, because my husband often tells me, Goldie, you're good, but you're not God. Because we have a lot of suggestions. Ahuvah, what happened to you?
Sorry, 1 second. I was taking a picture of my thing so I could post it.
Oh.
I love that.
So-
You're good, but you're not God.
God, he like, or I remember once there was a few Lubavitcher women that were passing away young. And my husband and I started to get a little panicky. My husband said, don't worry, Hashem's only taking the good ones. You don't have to worry. Like, you have to have a little bit of sense of humor or whatever. But someone had told me the reasons we have to recrown Hashem every Rosh Hashanah is because during the year, we take off the crown and we put it on our own head. We think it's us. We think we're in charge. We think we're the king, and we have to recrown Hashem, because for all those times we took the crown off Hashem's head and put it on our head because we know better. It should be like this, and I related to that. As
Wow.
mothers, I think we all relate to that, like, because at one point we're so powerful in our kids' lives when we carry them, and when they're babies, like they rely on us for everything.
Yeah.
So, and then it's all about letting them go. So at one point we have to feel so powerful, because we have to be careful what we eat, and we have milk and all that. And it's like telling us we could do all that, but we still have to remember that it's all Hashem.
Goldie, you just explained the logo. Look at the logo for Build Bitachon. Look at this.
If I talk long enough, something comes up.
Look at the logo. There's a crown on top of the shin.
Wait, where is that?
Yeah.
That's my logo.
On
logo.
the mezuzah.
You see the little crown? So
Oh,
we
I
can
never noticed
explain
that.
every because Hashem, we crown Hashem as our king.
Shavisi Hashem.
Or like I wrote what you said, when we take off the crown and we put it on ourselves, thinking we're in control.
I don't know. Someone had told me this night before Hashanah,
Where's
and I
the
loved.
crown?
I wish I knew who.
Can you see it?
Where?
If
Tell
you
me
look,
again where it
it
is.
makes the mezuzah big.
Did you
Make
see
the
the
mezuzah
logo?
big.
Here, I'll just make it. So this is, I'm ordering sweatshirts with this logo on it.
Oh, I love that. Nechama, how about magnets? Magnets would be great because we could see it on our fridge every time we open the fridge.
Oh, okay, that's
Something to
going in the Bitachon toolbox. Thank you, Ahuvah.
I'm like, I mean, things have been. Okay, remember Hashem.
And look at this, and you take out the I, like I can't, I am alone, and you turn it into the I of Hashem.
Into
You
what?
see?
Nice.
There's no I in build. There's only a mezuzah.
Oh, I see what you're
okay.
saying.
Oh, I love
You
it.
turned it into the I of Hashem, and that's what the shin is. Shaimer Dal says Yisrael, that Hashem is, he's eyeing you, he's seeing you, he's watching you.
Wow.
Each of the
Guess
burdens
what?
become
Go ahead.
the brick of your Beis HaMikdash, of your mikdash ma'at, and that's how we're building with our bitachon. We're building the third base hamikdash. Literally, we're going to see each of our burdens, each of our bricks in the
Amen.
base hamikdash. We're going to show up, and Hashem's going to say, "You brought Mashiach with that brick, that burden that you carried for Am Yisrael, and you still trusted me. You brought it." Go ahead, Karen. Welcome, Karen, from Lev Ha'am. And I want to say that Karen is a true example of achdus, because both of us, we invite our friends to
Each other's things.
join each other's circles. We speak for each other's circles. And there's one woman here who joined before, who came today for the first time and said, like, really, she just shared how the bitachon has been helping her a lot in Israel, living in Israel. So go
Wow.
ahead, Karen. Welcome. From Lev Ha'am, Karen meets usually in the afternoons, like 2:30, with tefillah and inspiration for our time.
Sorry, I just left my Wi-Fi, so I blanked out for a minute. So as you're talking, you're saying the ayin, the letter for the month of Tevet is ayin.
Mm.
So we should see ourselves in a good eye of each other with ayin tova, and then Hashem should see
Amazing.
us with an ayin tova. We should reflect upon that, with our deeds, our masim, and it's really significant. And ayin is 70. Shivim panim Torah.
Mm.
So that was interesting that you mentioned the eye of Hashem.
Wow, that's really special. And also Tevet is Tovot, Besora Tovot. Like it's
Nachon. And
like
you know how?
there's a deeper, there's something always deeper to look like into, like not just superficially look at something, look deeper into your own neshama, look deeper into others' neshamais, like look deeper into the situation and you'll find the good.
Exactly. And you know how Tevet becomes Tovot?
Tell
You
me.
have to add 2 vavs. What's a vav? A vav is a hook. A hook has to latch onto something else for it to be effective. When we're connected, when we are biyachad, be'achdut, when we hook onto each other, then we're able to bring the tov, the tovot, into everything in our life. And one more thing that I learned from Rav Pinson, trying to get this background.
You bought the book? You get the book for every month?
Yeah, I tried. My husband couldn't find Tevet, so I'm gonna do maybe you can get it on what do you call it, Kindle. So my husband has like a little iPad, so I think I'll just get it on Kindle. Just have to out of the house, finally after the whole day doing errands. But I wanted to hear you guys. So he was saying that, by the way, you can Google him. He sometimes has videos on the month. If anybody wants to hear.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
he really is. He's in Brooklyn. I don't know if anybody's from Brooklyn, but he is. I understood that he lives in Brooklyn.
He lives in Crown Heights.
Yeah,
Brooklyn
Heights. Isn't it Brooklyn Heights? I would thought
Brooklyn Heights?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think he's on Shlichus in Brooklyn Heights.
Anyway, so he was saying, I forgot my train of thought. We're saying about Tovot. Oh,
yeah, the 2 vibes.
Tevet is also Tov Bat. That this is the time to have relations, good relations. And so therefore, when we connect with one another, and by the way, there's a feminine energy in this month because of the bat. So when we as women connect and make these good connections and healthy relationships, we hook on with each other, we connect, we unite, we unify, with tremendous koach. We're able to bring so much tov, so much good. Even the sharish of tevet is lehativ, to make things better, to improve. So like it says about the nerot, lahativ et hanerot. And how do you make nerot better? By lighting them, by igniting, right? The flame. And so this is our koach in being able to ignite, being able to, to be effective and to give of your koach and to affect others as a result.
Wow, that's beautiful. Also, Karen, are you able to translate? You put up beautiful pasuk and it says Gol el Hashem asecha v'yikonu machshotecha. What does it mean exactly? Oh, I don't know if are you still there, Karen? Oh, her video's off. Oh, there you are. Karen, could you translate Gol el Hashem Asecha V'yikonu Mashvotecha? What does it mean? I don't know if she hears me. Can someone translate that? It says, turn to Hashem with your deeds and he'll prepare your thoughts. Is that what it means?
Where is it from?
I don't know. I don't know. She put it on and I wanted to know which brick it would translate. So it's interesting as I'm doing my bricks here.
Oh, maybe sometimes Hashem counts when you want to do a mitzvah. It's already like he connects it, the thought to the action.
Oh, I see.
Could it be that one?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. I'm wondering like, okay, so for I'm transforming my bricks here. Maybe somebody has some ideas. So when I put I don't have enough time, then I put the opposite would be lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, right? It's not up to you to finish the job, but lo ata ben charin libatel mimena. You're not meant to just, not everything's on you at the same time. You need to start somewhere. And then when I wrote that I don't have enough strength, then the pasuk came to me, Hu hanosein lecha koach lasos chayil. Hashem gives you the strength to do chayil, to be a warrior, to be a warrior woman, right? Eishes chayil.
There's another pasuk that Hashem gives you kayach. He sends you kayach. I have to. We go to bed at night, and Hashem gives us new kayach.
Yeah, maybe you can. Thank you.
I can't remember. Okay, let me think. Maybe it'll pop up. Okay.
And then with the money, let's say finances or resources. So I put the transformation of that is poteach et yadecha mazbiah l'chol chayratzon. Open your hands, and Hashem will satisfy all your desires. And also harchav picha v'amlehu, like also wide mouth. So open your hands and open your mouth. Open your mouth meaning request. Ask him specifically, like, what do you need? I remember also Rabbi Pinson is very funny. He was talking about a story in the Gemara, and that somebody was davening for a donkey to appear, and he didn't say specifically an adult donkey, so a baby donkey appeared, so he couldn't ride the baby donkey. So when we daven, to be specific, like don't just daven for shidduchim, daven for zivug amiti. I know the Rebbe would say zivug amiti or emestik zivug. That means like your true, let's say, bashert from your shoresh of your neshama, like a very like specific detailed davening, which sometimes it's hard to come up with the words. You can ask Hashem also for that. And then with healing, like different, like,
you teach?
oh,
You
hi.
teach?
Do
I heard you guys before. I was trying to explain and you couldn't hear me. Yeah,
Oh,
do you
no,
teach? You're like so deep. Amazing how you're transforming it from the negative with all these psukim just like rolling off your tongue. Hello?
I don't I mean, I teach on here, and I teach at on Zoom, like homeschool high school, and I teach at a small little school called Tzemach Tzedek in Chicago. I mean, I teach
Okay,
kids.
but you don't really teach. Oh, but you don't really teach. Okay, fine. You're just teaching about 6 places.
I could teach. I have that, like,
You
I
just
guess.
said 6 places that you teach in.
If
It's
Hashem wants
beautiful.
me to teach, I'll teach. I'll teach more.
You're teaching. You are teaching. You're a
Yeah.
born teacher. I hear you. Amazing how you're interpreting everything.
It's
By
just
the way,
like,
the interpretation that I think Goldie said before about the goal, I think that's correct. I'm looking up what Rashi says, 2 interpretations. I might lose service. I'm going to tell you quickly. Gol Hashem Asecha Galgel Ve'ashlech Alav Torchecha. Like roll it over to him, all your needs. Ve'yichonu machshavotecha, and then Hashem will prepare all your thoughts. Or it could be Gol Hashem Asecha Yitpalel Lefanav Al Kol Torchecha. Daven to him for all your needs. Ve'yichonu Yitbasasu Ve'yitkaimu. And then they'll come to be. They'll be established.
wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow,
thank you for letting me look it up. I didn't even know that.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Yeah, don't forget to specifically daven for your specific, inyanim. Like in a detailed way. And sometimes we forget to do that, right? It's not always easy, but Hashem could help us with the words. Hashem sefasai tiftach, right? You can help me open my mouth and
You don't
right,
want to
and-
be too picky. But then, you know, someone went into the Friedrich Rebbe and said, I just want to have gesund. Or no, not just for my kids. And the Friedrich Rebbe answered her, if Hashem would be a person and had limited means, you could it's okay to ask for one thing, but Hashem is rich. You could ask for it all.
exactly.
Hashem has it all, so go for it
True.
all. Gesund and nachis and money and ask for it all. Like you don't have to like squeeze yourself and say, oh, this is all I want. Ask for it all. He told the person. I suppose everybody. Some people, I suppose, get answers. Don't ask for it all, but you know, whoever knew who he was talking to. But
Wow.
but isn't
Wow.
that a nice thought? Hashem is rich. You don't have to say just.
Right? Hashem is right, exactly. We have a father and he's very wealthy on all levels. We can we don't need to be stingy with ourselves or with other people. We daven. It's actually someone was saying interesting story that they were davening for something and they weren't answered. And I think it's from the Baal Shem Tov. They weren't answered because they asked for too little. They were meant to ask for more. Isn't that interesting? Like their tefillah was like too like Goldie was saying, it was too minuscule.
Limited.
Yeah, it was too minuscule.
Oh,
They were meant to expand beyond. Like it's like
I like
isn't
that story.
so powerful. Yeah, I wish I could find what's her name? Ani, you know Ani Lippitz?
Yes.
She's the Geulah Vision. Yeah, so she said this story a while ago. I'm gonna have to reach out to her and ask her the specific details, but it was such a cool story because it's like sometimes we think, oh, why aren't we answered? Oh, because Hashem, you know, whatever, doesn't think we deserve it. No, it's because we deserve more. We're davening not for the right things. We're compromising ourselves and our worth. So it's like, and you know what's crazy is like, I don't know if you saw this video, this woman who was in hostage from Kiryat Ata, she came out this week and she was saying even the Mechablim.
What do you mean she came out this week? She was
released. Yeah.
this
So
week? Someone was released?
Yeah, she's speaking. I sent it to Nechama last night. So my friend translated what she said because I didn't understand all the Hebrew, but she was saying even the Mechablim, the terrorists, Yimach Shemam V'Zichram, were recognizing her worth and her value. Like basically she was about to be released and they were lighting and they lit a candle. She's like, why? She asked him, why are you lighting a candle in this tunnel? And he put her name on the candle. So he said to her, we don't like you, you're our enemy, but you add light here. So I'm lighting this candle for you. It was like such a weird, how weird is that? It's crazy. Like they even recognize
That's why they don't like us, because we add light.
We're light.
Yeah.
Right.
That's one of the things, the Sikha of Purim, that why, but the Rebbe speaks about anti-Semitism. If you watch the Gem video, it brings up the Sikha of Purim, and my son was learning the Sikha, and that's one of the reasons is because we're the smallest nation, and only a small part of the Jewish nation keeps Torah and mitzvahs, but we're the light, and that's why the world can't. It shows them up, or it shows and they can't handle the light. They don't want the light.
It's so interesting though. Like, wouldn't they want the light? Like, I mean, most people don't want to live in darkness. To live in darkness. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe, you know, they
well,
say
the son of Hamas knew. He said it was. That's why he left them. He said because it was all about killing and no life, but them.
right.
But,
wow.
he was able to sense that it was all about destruction and hate and no light. He says that when he speaks publicly.
Wow. You know,
So
Sunday we had a gathering with my friend who was released, Yudi and Natalie. So she came. Yudi came. Her daughter was, you know, her daughter's very quiet. She doesn't like public gatherings, but she was also like saying how like when she kept her. It's a crazy story. Like how she was so dignified and kept her dignity in the situation she was in. She did not compromise any Torah halacha. She said to them, they were making her food. Of course, they need to keep them alive because their life is valuable, like in terms of like whatever is like money or whatever it is that it's valuable to them. So they have to feed them, of course. So she's sitting there and they're making her pita bread and they're about to serve her and they go, okay, here's your pita bread. She says, no, I need a wash. And they're like, what do you mean you need a wash? She said, because I'm a Jew and I wash netilas yadayim for bread before I eat. And they said, okay, but sometimes there's circumstances you can't do. She said, what do you mean circumstances? She said, it's like, there's no circumstances. She's like, you guys have water and I'm going to wash. So they learned, they respected, and they listened that every time she was eating, she was going to wash. And then they became like, almost like she said, like literally like her servants. Like she stood up so much for like MS and her truth. It's like, I'm just like, it's showing that when we shine our light, right, when we're in our strength, like the whole world will recognize it as well. So I don't know, Goldie, are you trying to say something? I see your lips moving, but I don't hear you. Oh, you're muted, Goldie. Goldie, can you unmute? I don't know. Everyone's muted. Are you trying to speak, Goldie? I can't hear you. Is it just me?
I'm just focusing on my artwork.
Does anyone want to share?
It's a lot of work for me here.
Does anyone want to share their artwork? Goldie, you're still muted. We can't hear you. I can't hear you. If I was the host, I would be able to unmute. I don't think I can do that. Let's see. Nechama, can you unmute Goldie? Because I think she's trying to say something. Oh, okay, here. Thank you.
She has to unmute herself.
Oh, I can't unmute her? Oh, here, I'll ask her to unmute. I feel like she's trying. So, Nechama, did you hear the story that I shared about my friend every time they served her?
Yeah, I heard. Incredible.
Yeah, so she's like, you know what? These people like almost became like her avadim, like they would serve her food, they would make her food, they would bring her water to wash her hands. And at one point she decided, you know what, I'm gonna use my laughter and my sense of humor to get myself into a better state, like because at first she was, getting very depressed, but then she realized she had different visions of tzaddikim that came to her. And also a vision of my friend came to her with like a simcha and like joy. And she's like, what do you mean I should be besimcha? Like I'm in this I'm in a pit, literally in a pit, like darkness, pit, like no light, no sunlight, no light spiritually or physically. But then she realized that's how she's going to be able to get out and uplift out of the situation. So she was using her humor, and she told her daughter, you see how important you are as a Jew? You have these 5 bodyguards protecting you here, serving you, bringing you food, bringing you drink, bringing you nagelwasser for your, when you wash. It's like, not nagelwasser, netilas yadayim, like. And so, I don't know, it's just the strength of her character is just incredible. I mean, and also if you see the video, I'll try to send it to the GROW, of the other woman. She was also like the same thing. Like she was able to put herself in a mindset of like, thank you, Hashem, that I could be in this situation and like see what's really going on here, like to be able to really see. And she said every moment of her time in the tunnel was like nisim v'neflaos mamish. And like she said, she felt every thought, every feeling, every tefillah, like was like she literally felt in her neshama. And like, so let's not underestimate like what we're doing, here. Also, this work should be dedicated. The avoda we're doing here, our spiritual work of Bitachon, may it be dedicated to uplifting all the Yidden in Israel and all over the world, everyone's Bitachon. And we're building these bricks together to build our inner Beis HaMikdash and our outer Beis HaMikdash, right? It's like reflecting on each other. So
literally the Bitachon that we're building is building the Bitachon in Israel, because that's what they need. They need the security. They need to feel safe. Yesterday we learned Matovu, in our Grow Through prayer. And I was thinking about when you daven Matovu, think about how precious the Jewish home is. And that's what Bilam, he wanted to uproot the Jewish home and the places of Torah, because that's how we come to recognize Hashem, through the learning, through connecting to Hashem. Like, we're taking time here to learn these ideas. And that's what Bilam, he did not want. He wanted to uproot that. So we're also, by us connecting to Hashem's Torah, we are building the security in Eretz Yisrael. Like, it's not small what we're doing. We're really sending them the light of Torah that is the guiding light for all of us. I wanted to just share quickly and then see who wants to share before I have to go, this is the Shema Yisrael from Gaza. And I was thinking, what a Kiddush Hashem, what a transformation of a place like Gaza to a place which is reflecting and expressing the oneness of Hashem. And this IGF soldier is singing Shema Yisrael, and it really touched me. So I'll play it for a. Oh, and it's in a mosque in Gaza. And then I also saved another picture. I shared one more picture, if I could get it, of Ahuvah. I'll share it soon. It's so beautiful with the art that you made for your friend Yudit. I was going to share it.
It's on the video. That's beautiful. Thank you.
So I'm going to see if I could get it. But I just wanted to say that you could do this anytime, even without the whole art thing, and then turn them into like art. But like, this is my scratchy paper. I don't have my art here, but I just wrote my list of things that are on my mind and heart. And I'm giving them over to Hashem, as Goldie shared. That's such a beautiful pasuk. Hashlech, al Hashem yahavcha. Cast your burdens upon Hashem, literally, and turn these burdens into your blessings, because it's a blessing to live with bitachon. And when you strengthen your bitachon and you say, Ani aftach bach, you turn on the light, literally. You transform it, because like, we're hearing you tell the stories in the tunnel, such a dark place, but there's so much light because you're sharing the power of bitachon that Yehudit had. We too will tell our stories. Every one of us have a story, and those stories become the song of Mashiach. So I'm going to, so just if everybody wants to share one brick, so like, one of the things is there's just so much to do. And how do I, now I have winter retreat in a week and a half. How do I accomplish everything? And today I have to leave to a dentist appointment, and then I have to go to a PTA for my son Yosef in his public school. I only send him to public school because he's special needs, and he came home sick today. My husband had to go and pick him up because they say he's coughing. So I don't even see it as really burdens, but it's so interesting. Like, Hashem, this is not it didn't plan this day the way, and plus I have to accomplish all these things to serve Hashem. So I give it to Hashem, and there's a pasuk, Kol Malacha Asuya, that we can live with the feeling of Shabbos, that all the work is done. Just like on Shabbos, we have trust, We don't worry about what hasn't been done. We go into Shabbos, all the work's been done. And we could live that way, that all the work's being done. Hashem is doing it all. We just need to do our part and go along with Hashem's plan. And that's just an example. So if anybody wants to share, also, let's say if anyone has worries of financial stuff, you know, Paseach Yadecha is a great pasuk. Hashem opens his hands and he satisfies every living being. And the general one for all of it is Va'ani eftach bach. Ani eftach bach. I trust you, Hashem. You turn on the light and may you see the revealed good, because that's what Rabbeinu Bachaya says, that the trust is going to bring the redemption and the revealed good. You'll start to see it because the light is on. You know what? Sometimes it's actually there. You just didn't know. We didn't notice it because we were in the dark. And Hashem is our light. So you turn on the light with trust and you begin to see your next step.
I can share a little bit
Okay.
if you want the non-artist that I am, but I decided to try it and see if I get something that's going. So here, I don't know if you could see this, the bottom part. It's going to be like in the mud. So this little line is going to turn into mud that's below, and it says alone, I can't, meaning no shidduch, that I won't find the shidduch, and I have tears. Creativity, time, and strength. So I just wrote little symbols for each one, a symbol for music, a symbol for writing in a little journal, and a symbol for art. I took my little palettes and did the best I could. And my sister and my friends, I'm worried that it's not going to turn into real time or really blossoming relationships. So we're not looking very happy in the last one. And the one on top should be on grass or something like that. And here is me in my little stick figure drawing with the shidduch, with the Torah between us, both of us smiling. And it's hard to figure out how to represent apartment, but I tried. Me coming out of a door, I guess on the roof, like a lounge chair or something like that, and looking pretty happy. And then the creativity is me with my guitar, and a book that says New You, MBF. And then either my sister or my friend hugging each other or putting our arms around each other, and with a little exclamation point on top. I guess that means happy, and time and thought, and I forgot what else I wrote, and looking happy with a heart in between us, sort of like connecting us.
Wow.
So,
I love the transformation of all your bricks and your heaviness into
I will
light
never publish my
joy.
artwork, I can tell you that. That will never be, except for my vision board.
Can you post it though? I love the doodles. I feel like it just comes from your inner child, you know? It's like,
I'm not an artist. But I decided, why leave it for something that's going to just sit in the bag and still be incomplete? And it seemed simple enough, so I did it.
please post it.
And above the house is a lake, because in Florida, there are a lot of apartments that overlook a lake or some kind of really nice outside area. If I go
Wow.
to Florida.
Amen.
So thank you. It's a very, very good exercise for me.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
I usually don't trust myself to draw anything that's going to come out looking halfway normal.
May Hashem manifest all your desires.
It's not, but it's good. It's good even if it's not perfect, even if it's not.
Yeah. This is like it's like a visual. I was thinking it's like this is a visual prayer. This is a visual tefillah. For those of you who are visual, hands raised. This is like a very, because sometimes it's hard to get the words out. Like I said, like sometimes we're davening to Hashem, we're like, what words? But like maybe if we paint it or draw it, it's in a way easier to show Hashem what we really, really want. So who else wants to share? Does Chaya?
I would love to share.
So before we even started this, we started talking about drawing bricks, and I was like, all right, let me start drawing. So I totally did my own thing. Somebody's Zoom, when the camera is off, shows a picture of the kosel. So I was like, that's it, I'm drawing my Geulah wall. So I'll show you.
Mhm.
How do I turn this? Basically, I drew with pencil
That is gorgeous.
a brick,
Wow.
Wow, wow.
and then I
Wow.
wrote Geulah at the top.
She really is an
And I
artist.
wrote on the top, I wrote basically, it wasn't about, writing all the hard things and then transforming it. I just see the end vision. So
That
I
is
wrote
amazing.
Hamayel Shayla Al Halev, right? It's like undoing those negative thought processes of, I'm just going to read off what I wrote here. I am good enough. I am worthy. I am healthy in body and mind. Self-love, Mashiach, surrender to God's plan, ultimate bitachon and trust, self-acceptance, self-approval, fulfilling my life's mission and purpose, love for others, self-esteem, and ultimately my podcast, my YouTube channel, workshops, being financially self-sufficient, writing my book and my workbook. And yeah, that's basically it.
Wow, that's
But
just a few things.
Wow. Amazing.
Amazing.
I
so
love your Geulah
last night we
wall.
had a
Beautiful.
last
That's
night we had a
your
blackout.
Geulah wall. That's your
That's my
Geulah
Geulah
wall.
wall. Yeah,
I love that.
Love it. Can you
Yeah.
take a picture of it and put it on the group?
sure.
Thank you.
So last night we had a blackout for 6 hours. We had no lights in the dark and no heat, and it was a little nuts. But I went out, I bought food, I bought hot soup so we would have something warm, and I bought cookies. I was like, we're celebrating this darkness. And we turned on a bunch of lights, and my daughter was like, we should do this more often. And when the lights went back on, we're like, wait, turn the lights back off.
You mean you
But,
put candles? You put candles
We put
or
a bunch
flashlights?
of good smelling candles, yeah, and it
Oh.
added light. And it was crazy because like we couldn't do it, like we rely on electricity so much. I couldn't even turn on my phone to put on music. I couldn't even turn on my computer. You couldn't do anything but connect with the people that are there with you. There were like 0 distractions. And it was so cool because normally I'm like, okay, put your briefcases away, hang up your coats, put your shoes where they belong. And I'm like, when they like, sometimes, you turn on the light and you see what was already there, but also the darkness has an advantage where nobody's faults matter right now. The mess doesn't matter right now. You don't see the mess. Everything is perfect when it's dark. And then I woke up this morning and I was like, yeah, we got to clean this up. But yeah, it was an interesting experience of appreciating the darkness when you're actually in the darkness.
Mm.
It could have been such a annoying experience where there's no heat, no electricity, no nothing. And right, we could have been complaining all night, like, when are they turning the electricity back on? It's cold in here, like, or it's dark in here. But that's why I bought the cookies. I was like, we're not complaining tonight. We're like doing this right. So that was,
You lit up the darkness with the candles, and you lit it up with simcha. You could have been angry and fighting and calling FPNL or whatever, and you lit up the darkness. You brought hot
Yeah.
soup. That's beautiful.
I really think that is the work of Hamayel Shayla Al Halev. Like, we're changing our thinking patterns, and it's not easy. Like yesterday morning, they changed school twice because of the flooding here. And it was like messing up my schedule completely. And then the teacher came 15 minutes late, and I was like getting really resentful. And I was like, pause, stop, like just be aware of those thoughts. I'm like, pause. First of all, if you were the one that was late, would you want someone to give you grace? Like, we're all human, we're all trying our best. But also, like, okay, I'm not meant to go where I'm meant to go now. Like, just surrender, like stop trying to control your schedule, like trying to have control over you and everyone. Like, just surrender that, like, okay, it's like I'm not even working. Like, what's my excuse? Like, big deal. Okay, so you'll come to the gym a half hour later, or and in the end it worked out, and it was perfect, and I was happy. But it's like sometimes we have resentment towards other people, but really it's our own resentment. It's our own thinking patterns. against ourselves. Like I'm resentful because somebody else, I'm only harboring these feelings. I'm the only one that's being
That's
hurt
suffering
by
from
these.
it.
Yeah. I'm the only one that's being hurt by this resentment. And to be able to like take that thought and recognize, okay, I'm not liking this. What, like, to turn it around and to just change our thinking pattern and surrender to whatever is happening here. It's like, just like I surrendered to the darkness last night, we're like, okay, I was thinking I'm making this and this for dinner, and that's not happening because I cannot cook. There's no electricity here.
Right.
Right. So it's like just surrendering to whatever comes our way, even if it is so annoying and it's such a nuisance.
Mm. Wow.
So
It's like it reminds me of like that quote, like you can't, what is it? You can't beat up the darkness, but you got to shine a light to the darkness. So you did that like physically and metaphorically, because you accepted what was, and you physically lit up that darkness. Like you cannot just, if you were fighting with it, that means you'd be in a resistance. Like, no, this can't happen. And like you'd start, and that also, by the way, that takes so much energy out of a person. Like I know when I'm in resistance, like there's so much energy being wasted on just resisting whatever's coming my way. But when an acceptance and flow, it's like flowing with it, like the waves, and like riding those waves. And even one of my kids wasn't feeling well over Shabbos and Sunday, and she had to be home yesterday. And I was like, I saw a shift in myself. Like the other times when my kids were sick, I like felt like this, like I had to fight with the like, no, my schedule, and I was in so much resistance. But this time I think Hashem worked on me so much, like, you know, that hide that like we need to work on, so that like I feel like I was much more smooth with Hashem's will. I was like, okay, I'm accepting this. I'm gonna make cookies. We're gonna chill. Like I don't have to do a million things and accomplish a million things. I could just be, and I'm still valuable. Like I'm valuable. Like when I'm taking care of my child, and she actually thanked me at the end of the day. She was so sweet. She's like, Mommy, thank you for taking care of me when I was sick today. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so sweet. She probably felt my energy. Like last time, I don't know if I was in that space. You know, like I was like not in such a good headspace, but like, you know, Hashem works on us and we become more like, I don't know what the word is, like bittul, but in a good way, like not nothing, but like accepting and open and flowing and in the feminine, like not so like, I got to do everything. I got to fix everything and accomplish the whole world.
I like that. It's the flow.
More like being in
go with
control
the flow
of everything.
Yeah, bittul, I think, I think that's what bittul is. It's like flowing, like being in the flow, like not
Letting
having,
Hashem, knowing that everything Hashem does is for our good.
yeah. And also
Like when I
feeling,
came to that,
Like there's no light because Hashem doesn't want me to have light right now. And Hashem wants me, and this is for my good. And I find that sometimes when we say that, we already start to see the like you already saw at the end of the day the benefit of staying home. This will change. This could change your whole relationship. Your daughter saw the whole day was about her. She wasn't like a side of your day. Like you had to stay home because she's home, but you stayed home the whole day because you wanted to cherish her, take care of her. She saw like you were her protector, her shelter, everything. So you know, one day like that could change a whole relationship.
it's true.
Like, you know,
she
when you throw
matters.
things, it's like Tanya talks about when we send things, when we give things from the front or the back. So like you're giving her with grace. You enjoyed her, and you enjoyed her staying home, and you didn't make her feel she was a burden. Or you could like from the back, I have to stay home, I can't leave. Like you're talking to your friend, I can't leave, my daughter's not feeling, you know. So one day like that, you don't know what one day like that could change, how it could change someone's life. Like one teacher could say one comment, and that changes the child's life. My granddaughter's principal apologized to her. And she said, I told her I would give you time, and I didn't. I gave it to you once and I didn't do it again. And I want to apologize to you. And my daughter told her, I want you to know this, what you just did today, that you apologized to my daughter, is the chinuch, that you gave her such a chinuch. That's, it's more than was probably she got, like by you recognizing that she has needs and honoring her needs and apologizing to her and saying, I was in the wrong and I see it and I recognize it and please forgive me. She said, the chinuch you gave my daughter today is invaluable.
Wow.
Like you're a human being. You're small, but you're small, but you still count.
Right. Like
know?
being like vulnerable and real and
Yeah.
wow, beautiful.
Like my daughter said to her, you don't like this is chinuch. It's like she understands now that adults aren't just like controlling, or they hear, they're compassionate, they recognize, they hear, and they took responsibility for her. What she didn't give, she said, I was going to do this, and she didn't keep her word. And she said to her, I recognize it, and I'm sorry. Please, forgive me that I said I was going to do something and I didn't do it. That is in what you did a whole day and told your daughter, you're the most important person today. You're not feeling good. I need to be with you. I need to take care of you. You need the extra care. That could change a lifetime.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That also makes
So,
me realize the other times where I was like, even
no,
if I didn't-
don't go there. Don't go there. Light's wife looked back. Light's wife looked back. Never look back. Light's wife looked back. She turned into salt. We just go ahead. So look what you accomplished. Never look back. If you look back, we all turn into like, okay, just keep on going. Just keep on going. No, look, say, wow, look what I learned. And look what my
Wow.
daughter told me. Let's not look back because it paralyzes us. Like,
It's
we
true.
can't.
Right.
But you could schlep all those negative experiences and bring it into that good experience. So that experience could dissolve all those negative times where she didn't feel she was getting attention.
Also, you
Amazing.
teach your daughter to be grateful. So she expresses her gratitude, and she does not, go at you like with expectations, like, oh, you should have, done this for me and done that for me, but
Right.
she was grateful for it.
Yeah, which was so sweet. I was like, thank you, Hashem, for that feedback. Like we don't necessarily ask for the feedback, but when we get it, it's like you're like, wow, Hashem, thank you for like showing me that I'm doing the right thing, that my energy is in the right place. And it's thank you, Hashem.
Yeah, I mean, so you're, and your daughter will pass those values down to her children,
This is something we learn at home or we learn from other people. You see in someone else's home. So she's seeing it at home.
Baruch Hashem.
So pat yourself with two hands. Two hands. And Chaya, pat yourself with like you made the darkness fun.
Thank you.
And said you weren't like railing against Hashem, like you spoiled my schedule. I have these things to do. And your kids saw how you took what Hashem gave you, and you took the lemon and made lemonade, and you made it fun without lemonade with sugar, or with honey. Like you made it.
It was the
sweet.
cutest thing. My son came downstairs before me this morning. I come downstairs and he ate the rest of the cookies. So I asked him, I said, what happened to all the cookies? I ate them. I said, where are they? In my tummy.
Oh, that's so cute. But that's a
Because everything was dark.
Everything.
Everything just like stayed on the table. Like you couldn't see nothing.
I think about the darkness is sometimes just like, not that everything disappears, but you only go, like a lot of things become irrelevant.
Right.
It's relevant that you see where you're going, that you're breathing, that you don't bump into something. Again, you're not busy with so many things that we get caught up with. So you're busy with the basics. There was food, there was simcha, there was you got hot soup, you made it, there was laughter, and you like all the other stuff that we get stuck on and we get caught up in, that sometimes derails our lives or derails our day or derails our machshavos. Like we don't have a chance to deal with it because we're busy with what's really important, that we're alive, we're standing, we have each other. So that's sometimes like, like when, I'm sorry?
That's so profound.
If you can write in a little article for our GROW magazine. I pushed it off to Tu B'Shvat because Hanukkah was too busy. But for Tu B'Shvat, I want to do a GROW magazine. And this is a great story. And then you could end off with a GROW based on that situation. Like
Sure.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story.
I
And
love it.
Ahuvah, also making the day for your daughter, making her feel like it's like she's not a burden, and it's your privilege, and you're your mother, and Baruch Hashem, you could take care of her. And
So,
you know,
Goldie,
you
can
don't
you-
have to run out.
You're recognizing her. This is so beautiful. You're giving her a grow back. You're saying, I recognize that you know, I see what you accomplished in that dark
Yeah,
situation.
that's beautiful. That's why I love this group.
So then
Because
go-
we're
So-
growing, and I'm listening to you, and I'm going, did I ever do that? That would be a nice thing to do. I'm going to my daughter this afternoon, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to go with good energy. And my sister told me, bring food that takes up time you're eating. Don't give her advice because she's married. She's 35. She doesn't want your advice. If she asks for it, give it to her, but don't give her her advice. And she said, and I tell you that, I told you that 2 days ago, and I just gave my daughter, who's 40 and making a wedding. Her daughter's, I think, 42, making a wedding tomorrow. No, Thursday. And she said, I'm telling you this. And 2 days ago, I gave my daughter advice, and my daughter was so tense. She said, started getting all nervous. Don't give me advice. And I'm telling you, and it's just, I forgot it. And like, she wanted to help her daughter, but her daughter sold all the details of making a wedding out of town. So, so she told me, don't give your daughter advice, go with food. And my other daughter said, go with something to do with the kids. Like, go in with the good energy. Go
so
in with
stop
like
right there.
to
Stop right there.
succeed.
You're an awesome grow mentor, and I'm just like your brain is wiring into grow. So what you did now is you told her how amazing she is. Chaya, you're amazing. Look what you did with your family. And then you went into oneness. You said, I'm inspired by you. I'm going to apply this to my life. There's a reason I'm hearing your story and that I'm here today. I'm going to take this with me to my visit. And now, because you're in oneness with Hashem, I got a new chiddush right now. You are in such oneness. That means like everything that you hear is for your avodas Hashem. Now
Yeah.
you're growing your connection with Hashem and with your family, which is the same oneness, right? Now you have the power to bless because Hashem and you are one. You're tight.
Yeah,
So
I have
now you
my
can
wish.
bless.
Yeah.
Now you can wish from Hashem, and you can also give us all a bracha because you're
So
in.
I wish that we could do what Chaya did, take the darkness we're in. First of all, the darkness should go away. But as long as we're in the dark, which shouldn't last, and then we should make it light. Wherever we are, we should make it light. Just like you had the energy to jump in the car, go get the hot soup. You could have opened a can of tuna or a can of cold beans or said, eat peanut butter and bread. You made it
Peanut butter and
beautiful.
bread.
Yeah, peanut butter bread. You made it beautiful. And Ahuvah, I really love the way you like said how you accepted also. You did mothering with love. We often do mothering unconsciously, and you did it consciously, and your daughter felt that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So-
saying. They feel it, even if you don't say anything about your, no words, just like the energy, the vibe.
So it's inspiring me to go to my daughter with more love. Thank
Aw,
you. It's inspiring me
Thank
to go
you.
to my daughter because my daughter is not feeling good. She had surgery, and to go there even with more love and more good energy. And this is a beautiful place to be. Thank you.
Wow,
I told Nechama, if I'm here every morning, my heart's like all over the place. I need to put it back in my body. it's too like all over. I want to do this. So I said I could do it once,
You
twice
need
a
to-
week. It's too much
need to
for
make
me.
sure you need to make sure you still know how to have the small talk with your community. Like, hi, brother, how you doing? Oh, a minute. Like, oh, I forgot I'm not speaking grow here, you know.
But this morning I walked with Freda, and who was I talking about? I was talking about you.
This is you could, you know what? People
No, I
need-
wanted, I get inspired and I want to share. Who wants to share the negative news? Last time I walked with her, we were talking about the war for the first few minutes, and I said, why did you just do this to you? Why did they dump on you? I don't want to dump on you. Let's change. Let's like change to positive energy, because who needs, I laughed. I said, we don't need anybody to get us depressed. We can do that ourselves. We don't need anybody helping us get depressed. We all know how to do that very well ourselves. We need someone to give us a helping hand, a nice smile, a hug. Depressed, we could do by ourselves, all of us. We know,
You know
how to
why?
walk into
Because
and to sit in it.
the Nefesh HaBahamas likes to make you depressed, and it doesn't like to collaborate. It doesn't want the oneness.
No, yeah.
You don't
quickly.
have two Nefesh HaBahamas collaborating. But when you have two Nefesh HaLakisses, you get rid of one Nefesh HaBahamas, because the two Nefesh HaBahamas are like, we're not becoming one here. The Nefesh
No,
HaLakisses, they want to kiss. They want to join
we
together.
won.
So that's why we
My
do
father-
need each other to build
My
our
father
Bitachon.
used to say, it's bad enough if you step into doo-doo, you don't have to sit in it. If you step in it, shake it off and just keep on going. But most of us just go, oh, I stepped in that, I might as well sit in it and wallow in it and just lie down and so. But here, what the goal is that we put our arms around each other and say, 1 minute, you're in doo-doo, come, I'll help you up. Okay, we'll take a shower together. we'll wash it off together and just help each other. It's so beautiful. This is so beautiful that there's this positive energy. And thank you. Thank you, Nechama.
Thank you all.
Nechama, when it started at the Kinnis, when I saw you and you gave me this hug and you said about my sister, and that was it. In 2 minutes, we made that connection.
And you know what? Your sister's very much here. She's very much with you. I
This
feel
was
like
my sister.
your sister spoke like this all the time, right?
My sister was a heart person. On her caver, before they put on the matzeva, someone cut out a big heart in cardboard. We don't know who did it, and put it on her matzeva, by the cemetery. A big heart, and put it there. Until the matzeva was up a week later, but it was she was a big heart. She would give her shirt off her back.
You know what Hannah told me, and it blew my mind, that she never received any criticism from her mother. Nothing.
Oh, she's told me that also. Everything she did was wonderful.
Wow.
I don't know. She said, but she wrote this before the tragedy. She wrote this for Mother's Day. She said, my mother just I don't even believe her anymore. She's too much. She's Ma, could you give me some criticism? Could you be real? I said, what? I thought mothers are supposed to give you criticism. I thought that's their job.
Discipline.
She was a different kind. By the way, Goldie, I took your feedback and I appreciate it because I'm just starting with these videos. So I did it much slower and softer.
I didn't listen to it, yes. But I want to have the chance to breathe and take in your words. So sometimes less is more.
That's what I did. I did it slower.
I have to breathe too fast. I can't enjoy it.
I know, I'm thinking no one has time. I have to do this quick. So I'm making
it's good enough for 3 videos.
What'd you say?
You had enough there for 3 videos.
Right. That one was too long.
No. The way you were saying it fast, you have enough information for 3 videos, but we don't realize how much we are. Who said that before? That we don't realize, we don't ask for enough. I love that story, the Baal Shem Tov. If you could find out that story. So we don't ask for enough. And we think we have to you can tell you're a child of a big family, because when you get up, when you're sitting in a room and you're from a big family, you always have, you're always worried you won't get your chair back. I used to, or when your parents, my parents would buy whatever was on sale, and if it was tangerines or whatever fruit that was on sale, they would buy a lot of it. And I would say to myself, okay, I'll take 1 tangerine, I'll come back later. And you come back later, it's all gone. So a child from a big family knows, you better take while it's there. So I used to tell this to people about having kids, I said, when the bracha's there, you don't say no. You take as many as you can, but you can't. But we don't have. When you're interested, Hashem might not be there. Might not want to answer you then. So
yeah. So I did it much slower and softer, and I'm very. What do I say? Some people don't share until they get it perfect. I'm not like that. I just put myself out there, and then it gets better because I receive feedback from loving people like you. So
thank you for being real. It's encouraging.
Yeah, no,
you're ready to fix it. Because I did a Zoom this morning and I'm going, I hope this works. And I wrote into the IL that I should do when I do the Zoom. It's the first time I'm doing a Zoom. Someone helped me to set it up, and I'm going, I hope I didn't ruin my husband's Zoom. And it went well. There was 3 people. I was happy. I said, even if 1 person goes on, and even if nobody comes on, I'm going to learn my Shara talking for 15 minutes. So there were 3 people, and I asked that the technology should go well, and a couple times someone was at the door and someone was this, and I'm going, it doesn't have to be perfect. Thank you for reminding us. We're all into the construction business.
A work in progress.
We're in the construction business, and the construction is always a mess.
Now that's why I love the word builder. It's a mess.
Goldie?
Always a mess.
Hello? And
Malka,
every
you like
person
that?
who has children, your house is under construction, just, you know.
Our whole
Well,
lives
We're
are under
not, we're not
construction.
supposed to be perfect.
Goldie, which Zoom is that you're
Human
talking about?
beings are
Sorry,
not
you're
perfect.
talking-
I just start as someone had told me to do it, I should do it in the morning, 15 minutes sharp talking, because I read her the card.
What
she said, you
time,
know,
where?
9 o'clock, it's Florida time.
Oh, that's New York time also. You run it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, I just read a page and we talk, and we do it for 15 minutes so I could. Today was the sample, and I wrote into the web, if I find it too like draining, I'll do it once a week or twice a week. So I'm trying to keep it to 15, 22 minutes so I don't like do it. I used to do it like a few years ago with my son-in-law and my daughter, and we did it once a week, and that was it. After the hour that I was done for the week. I said 15 minutes, a nice story, and that's it. And
Thank
just
you,
like a,
Ahuvah. And love you, everybody, and have a wonderful day.
Amen.
Malka, I'll send it to you if you want it, if you want to join. It's just
oh,
15
yes.
minutes in the
You wanna
morning.
send it
We
to
just
me?
do the
You wanna
book.
send it to the chat? I'll give you my number.
Okay. So,